Hi, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and this video is sponsored by Premier Yarns. So I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous alpaca dance shawl, and it's made with Deborah Norville alpaca dance yarn, which comes in a bunch of beautiful colors, and most of them you can see right here. So the color possibilities are endless with this. And the yarn is 75% acrylic and 25% alpaca, and it's great for making wearables or home decor like afghans. And the skeins are 3.5 ounces, or that's 100 grams, and there's 371 yards per skein, and it's a hand washable yarn. And the crochet gauge is a number 7, and the knitting needle size US is a number 7 also. So the beautiful array of colors in the shawl make it a really nice project. And the colors that were used in this are beaver, 2 balls, petal pink, 1 ball, artichoke, which is the green, and that's 1 ball also, and then snow for the white color, and then lemon lime for this outside green color. So the crochet hook is a US number I9, which is a 5.5 millimeter, and you will also need a yarn needle, and this skill is intermediate. And one of the things I do like about this shawl is that when you join as you go, it creates these big spaces. So you could actually take one side of the shawl and push it through, bring it through, you know, a couple of these spaces to keep it, you know, on your shoulders. So anyway, I'm going to go to a close-up now, and the links to everything are listed below, and I want to thank you very much for watching. So here's the close-up of the flower dance shawl, and as you can see, they're all joined together by crocheting them together versus sewing them together. So what you want to do is complete one square completely, and then when you're finishing every square after that, you're going to be joining the last round to the previous square. So on my sample here, I'm going to be using the colors lemon lime in the center, petal pink, silver frog, and my outside main color will be soft white. So to get started, let me push this aside, and you in the beginning I'm using a size I crochet hook, which is a Deborah Norville wood hook, and it's very soft, light, warm in my hand to use. I love it. So then the pattern starts out with a chain 5. You start out with a slip knot. I leave a long end on the tail of my slip knot, and I chain 5, and it says to slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. And to do that, all you do is go back to your first chain right here, yarn over, bring that through, and then bring that through the loop that's on your hook, and that's joining with a slip stitch. And now you have your center of your ring right here, and I'm going to be working over the end of my starting chain also. So now it says to chain 1 and work 8 single crochets into the center of the ring. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And one of the reasons why I like to work over the end of my starting chain is for times like this, when that hole is a little bit big in my mind. So if I just pull that end from my starting chain, I can make that smaller, and then the hole in the middle is not so big. So then what you want to do here is join with the slip stitch to the first single crochet. So right here I go underneath those 2 loops right there, and I draw a loop up and then bring that through the loop on my hook. So there's my round 1 complete. And now it says to chain 1. So now I'll be doing round 2, looks like this, and the round 2 is a single crochet and a chain 4 in each stitch around. So I'm going to do a chain 1. I'm going to single crochet in the same stitches joining. I'm going to chain 4, and I'm going to single crochet in the next one, and then chain 4 and single crochet in the next one, chain 4. So all the way around I'm going to create 8 chain 4 loops. So it looks like a little flower right now. See? So that's how yours should look. And then in the end, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, you join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet, like this. Then you just chain 1 to lock it and pull the back, and then cut this round. So I always hold it like this and I cut in the back right here. Okay, so I'm done with my green color for now. And now I'm going to go to the pink. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook, and now I'm going to be making the petals. So to make the petal, I'm just going to join with a single crochet into any loop, any chain 4 loop. To do that, I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to insert my hook like this. I'm going to yarn over, bring that loop up, and then yarn over and draw through both loops, and that's joining with a single crochet. So now I need to complete a petal, which is a half double crochet and 3 double crochets, and then a half and a single. So you create that same petal in every chain 4 space around. So you just go to the next chain 4 space like this, do a single, a half, 3 doubles, a half again, a single. So you just do that all the way around, and then when you get over here to your last petal, I'll be working my petals. I'll come back on camera and show you how to do how to finish that one off and start the next round. At the end of round 3 with the petal round, to join it after you get done with your 8th petal, you'll be finishing with a single crochet in the last petal like this, and then all you do is slip stitch, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the first petal, and you just go in here like this, yarn over, bring that through the loop on your hook, and that's joining with a slip stitch, and then all you need to do is chain 1 and cut your yarn and then draw that through like this, and that completes round 3. Now for round 4, we need to create the loops that'll hold the next round 5 petals. So now we're going to go join between the pink petals anywhere, and then chain, and then come back around the chains just like we did here and work the next set of petals. So this is round 4. You start with a slip knot on your hook, and then you join with a single crochet between any of the petals. So right here you go between the last single crochet of this petal and the first single crochet of the next petal, and you insert your hook right here between those 2 single crochets, and to join with a single crochet you start with a loop on your hook like that, draw up a loop, yarn over, and draw through 2. Now you're going to want to chain 6 for the next round of petals. and then you're going to single crochet in the space between these two single crochets of each petal around. So I'm going to open up the space between the petals, and I'm going to single crochet between them. And then spread this open here and go in between the petals there. And then spread that open, go between those two petals. And I'm always chaining 6. So this is going to be what the next round of petals are worked onto. And I'm chaining rather loosely too. Okay, so you'll end up with 8 chain 6 loops, and they're going to kind of fall behind round 3 petals. Now to join, all I got to do is insert my hook in the first single crochet and yarn over, draw that loop out, and draw that through the loop on my hook, and that's joining with the slip stitch to the first single crochet. Now in each chain 6 space around, I'm going to create these petals. So to do that, I'm going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet, and 5 double crochets. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a half double crochet, and then a single. So that's how I form my first petal, and each petal around will be the same exact way. So now just go into each. This is exactly what you're going to do in every single chain 6 space around. You're going to work a single, a half, and 5 doubles, when you work with a little furry yarn like this, it gets tangled more than other yarns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a half double crochet and a single crochet. So you just continue around and see how the petals are forming. So you continue around until you make all 8 of your petals, and then you join with a slip stitch like we did in the petal round 3, and then I'll come back on camera and show you how to do the next 2 rounds, and that's when I'll be joining this round to that round, and I'll show you how that's done, and then we'll do the border and we'll be all set. At the end of round 6, you join with a chain 2 and then a double crochet into the first double crochet and the first single crochet, and that forms the last loop. So you just double crochet over there and see how that forms the last loop. So that's equivalent to a chain 5 loop, and now you're ready to go on to round 7, which is the joining round to this square. So for round 7, you want a single crochet in the same chain 5 space as joining right here, and then you chain 5, and then you work a single crochet in the next space. I've got this I'm going to sew in later. So you're going to single crochet right here in the next loop, and then you're going to chain 2 to get ready to go into a corner, and then you work 4 double crochets, chain 3, and 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space. So you do chain 3 for a corner, and then you do 4 doubles in the same chain 5 space. So it's looking like this now. Like that. So then you chain 2, and then you single in the next chain 5 space, and then you chain 5, and then you single in the next chain 5 space right there. So when you look over here, this round is going to look like this. You're going to have your shell in the corner. You're going to have a chain 2 on both sides of the corner shell, and then on the sides you're going to have 2 chain 5 spaces, and then single crochet stitches in between them. So right now I need to do, I'm on my first corner is complete, and I've only got 1 chain 5 space. So I'm going to chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2, and then do that same shell in the next corner. So right in here you just do the 4 doubles, so it's going to look like that along one side. So on this corner you do 4 doubles just like this. You're going to do right here 4 doubles, chain 3, 4 doubles, and the same thing along the next side. But now when you're, let me show you how you're going to join to the first square. At the end of round 6 you join with a chain 2 and then a double crochet into the first double crochet and the first single crochet, and that forms the last loop. So you just double crochet over there and see how that forms the last loop. So that's equivalent to a chain 5 loop, and now you're ready to go on to round 7, which is the joining round to this square. So for round 7 you want to single crochet in the same chain 5 space as joining right here, and then you chain 5, and then you work a single crochet in the next space. I've got this I'm going to sew in later. So you're going to single crochet right here in the next loop, and then you're going to chain 2 to get ready to go into a corner, and then you work 4 double crochets, chain 3, and 4 double crochets into the next chain 5 space. You do chain 3 for a corner, and then you do 4 doubles in the same chain 5 space. So it's looking like this now. Like that. So then you chain 2, and then you single in the next chain 5 space, and then you chain 5, and then you single in the next chain 5 space right there. So when you look over here, this round is going to look like this. you're going to have your shell in the corner. You're going to have a chain 2 on both sides of the corner shell, and then on the sides you're going to have 2 chain 5 spaces and then single crochet stitches in between them. So right now I need to do, I'm on my first corner is complete and I've only got 1 chain 5 space, so I'm going to chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2, and then do that same shell in the next corner. So right in here you just do the 4 doubles, so it's going to look like that along one side. So on this corner you do 4 doubles just like this. You're going to do right here 4 doubles, chain 3, 4 doubles, and the same thing along the next side. But now when you're, let me show you how you're going to join to the first square. So when you're working, the first square will be a complete square just like this, but any square after that will be joined to a previous square on this round 7. So when I get to a corner like this, when I want to chain 3 instead, if I want to join this to the corresponding square, I'm going to just chain 1, then I'm going to pick up the other square like this, and I want to match it to a corresponding corner. So I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to go on the wrong side of the square I want to join to. I've got both right sides like this, but I'm going to pick this up like this, and I'm going to go into the center chain of the corner chain 3 space on the adjacent motif like this, or square, and I'm going to yarn over and pull that through and then pull that through. It's like I'm doing the chain, but I'm doing it, connecting it to the other one. Then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to come back to this motif, and I'm going to finish the corner with 4 double crochets, and now that corner is joined. And then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to single crochet in the next chain 5 space right there, and then I'm going to chain 2. Now I want to go back over to the square I'm joining to, and I'm going to line up. See right over here, I see the chain 2 space. I'm not going in there, but I want to go into, join it to the center of the chain 5 loop over here. So I'm going to pick it up on the wrong side, and I'm going to go into the back side of the center chain on the adjacent square, and I'm going to yarn over, bring that through, and then bring that through the loop on my hook, and then I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to single crochet back over onto my working square like that. And now if you look, that's joined, the corner's joined, and that chain 5 loop is joined. So now I'm going to chain 2 again, and I'm going to pick this up, and I want to go into the next chain 5 loop. I'm going to go in the center chain, yarn over, bring that through the loop on my hook, and then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to single crochet in the next chain 5 loop like that. Then I'm going to chain 2 because I'm doing a corner. So now I'm going to put 4 double crochets into the next corner. Once you get the hang of this, it's really easy. Okay, so now I'm going to just chain 1, and I need to join like a whole side, so I'm going to definitely have to be joining a corner here and a corner down here. So now I'm going to pick up the adjacent square, and I'm going to insert my hook on the back side of the center chain of the corner chain 3 like that, and I'm going to yarn over and then bring that through the loop on my hook, and that's equivalent to the chain 1, and then I gotta chain one more chain and then come back to my working square and finish my corner with 4 double crochets. Just like that. So now when you look, the whole side is joined like that. So you just finish your square, and sometimes you might be joining 2 squares together. So all you would do is pick up a second corner right here and then join it like over here. So this is the one-sided joining, and then you would just, to do a two-sided joining, you just you would be connecting to the next square around the other side. But that's how you do the final round of the square. So you just continue around just on your working square right here, and then when you come around, you're just going to join with a slip stitch. You're going to chain 5 and join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. So that completes the squares and the joining. So the border looks like this, and there's a shell in the corner. It's 2 rounds, so there's going to be a shell in the corner and a shell right on either side of the corner, and then there's chain 5 loops, and then when you get down towards the corner that is attached to the next corner, there's going to be another group of 3 double crochets. Then there's a chain, I think this is a chain 2, and then you single crochet in that corner. This is definitely a chain 5 here, and you single crochet in the next corner, and then you go all the way down like that. And then on the final round, you'll notice there's 2 singles with a chain, I think it's a chain 5 here, and then chain 5 along the in every space around like this. So to get started on that, I've chosen this gray color for my outside round, and I'm going to start in this corner and show you how to work the stitches down to here. So in the pattern, it says to you join with a slip stitch like this, and then you chain 6, and that's going to count as your first double crochet and your chain 3, and you work 4 double crochets in the same corner space. And then you chain 2 and you work 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. And then you chain 2 and you single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And then you chain 5 and you single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And then you chain 2. I did 1 too many there. And you work 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. And then you chain 2 and you single crochet in the corner, and then you chain 5 and you're going to single crochet in the adjacent corner of the next motif right there. And then you're going to chain 2, you're going to work 3 doubles into the next chain 2 space, and then you're going to chain 2, you're going to single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 5, right like that. Then you're going to chain 2, 3 double in the chain 2 space, chain 2, then in the corner you're going to put the 4 doubles, chain 3, 4 doubles, like that. So it'll look like that. Except you'll have a lot more squares, and just it follows the same pattern all the way around. So then when you get all the way around and you come back over here, you are going to just join. You're going to work 3 double crochets into this first space that you worked, because this beginning chain 6 counted as a double and a chain 3. So you're just going to join to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3, and then I'm going to go back to the white again here to show you what the second round looks like. So on the second round, you could join with a single crochet in any corner chain 3 space. To do that, you start with a slip stitch on your hook, and then you insert your hook from front to back like this, yarn over, bring that up and draw through 2, and then you just chain 5, and then you single in that same space, and then you chain 5, and you single in that next space. And you just do that same thing all the way around, just like that. So that's how you finish off your shawl. So regardless of whether it's a chain 2 space or a chain 5, you're just single crocheting and chaining 5 into every single space. But on the corners, you're doing a single, chain 5, and a single in the same space. So that's how you create this beautiful alpaca shawl. And I want to thank you very much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channels.